Mr. Audio.
Yes, Mr. Christian, how are you?
I'm about to sign in on my laptop because my laptop was dead and I was looking for the charger. So I'm gonna leave the Zoom and join on my computer.
Okay, no problem. So class, we're gonna talk about trapezoid today. Trapezoid is a four-sided figure like parallelogram. So it's one of the members, the family members of quadrilateral. But before going into that, we're gonna quickly review the properties of parallelogram, rectangles, rhombus, and square that we've done so far. So as I've been asking you, once you said yes, I'm gonna cross it. Once you said yes, I'm gonna cross it. If you say no, I'm gonna leave it empty. Let's go with parallelogram. In a parallelogram, are opposite sides parallel? Class?
Yeah.
Okay. In a parallelogram, are opposite sides congruent? Avalon? Is Avalon there? Tyler?
Yeah.
In a parallelogram, are opposite sides congruent?
Mr. Audio, I had to restart my computer. Did you give me for attendance?
Yes, yes. You are my attendance side. You're part of the first set of people that joined, okay? Okay. This is a parallelogram.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Avalon, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a parallelogram. We know in a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles, look at opposite angles. Look at the diagonals. This piece is the same as this piece is the same as this piece. So are opposite side, are all the sides in a parallelogram congruent? Is this side the same as this? No, okay. So in a parallelogram, all the sides are not congruent, okay? What about the opposite angles? Are they the same? Okay, Tyler is right. Opposite angles are congruent. What about consecutive angles? Are they supplementary? We said something about, parallelogram has 4 or 5 properties. We said when angle are next to each other, they add up to 180. So are they supplementary? Yes, okay. And then the last question is about, in a parallelogram, are all angles congruent? Are all angles the same measure? No, thank you, Tyler. The next one, in a parallelogram, do diagonals bisect each other? Look at the diagonal, do they intersect? Okay. Are the diagonals congruent? Look at it very well. This one has single cut, this one has double cut. So no, okay. In the parallelogram, are diagonals perpendicular? Look at it here. If it were to be perpendicular, you'll have seen a little box here. Is there any little box in here? Okay. So let's go with rectangle, okay? I'm gonna draw a rectangle somewhere here. This guy parallel to this. This has the same measure as this. This parallel and has the same measure as this. Each angle here is 90. And then I'm gonna draw the diagonals. This has the same measure as this. This has the same measure as this, okay? If this is 7, this has to be 7. If this is 3, this has to be 3. Okay, and if this side is 6, this has to be 6, 6, 6. And nothing is perpendicular here about the diagonal. Okay, so let's go with rectangle now. Are opposite sides parallel? Yes. Are opposite sides congruent? See the upper level and the lower level, do they have the same measure? Okay. Are all sides congruent? In a rectangle, are all sides the same, Oliver? No. So are opposite angles congruent in the rectangle? Yes, Oliver, that's good. In a rectangle, are consecutive angles supplementary? Each angle is 90. So when you add two angles next to each other, 90 plus 90 is what? 180. So supplementary means add up to 180. So then it's all the angles are consecutive angles are supplementary. Are all angles congruent in a rectangle? Each of the angles is 90. So are all angles congruent? Okay. Alphonse, are you there? In a rectangle, do diagonals bisect each other?
No.
Look at it here. See those two black lines in this rectangle?
Oh, yeah.
Do they cut? Okay.
Yeah.
Are diagonal congruent here? Do they have the same measure? I put 6, 6, 6 everywhere. Are they congruent?
Yes.
Okay. Are diagonals perpendicular? Alphonse?
Yes.
Look, do you see any right angle or any box here?
No.
Okay, so the diagonals are not perpendicular. Thank you. Let's go with rhombus. In a rhombus, each of these sides are the same. This angle is different from this angle, but opposite angles are congruent, okay? And the diagonals are not the same, but they always form a right angle here, okay? Avalon, are you there? I need you.
Yes.
Okay, as you can see, this ugly rhombus I just drew. Are the opposite sides parallel?
Yes.
Okay. Are opposite sides congruent?
Yes.
Are all sides congruent?
No.
Look, I have 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are opposite angles congruent?
Yes.
Okay. Are consecutive angles congruent? Are consecutive angles supplementary?
Yes.
Okay. Are all angles congruent?
No.
Okay. Do diagonals bisect each other?
Yes.
Okay, because you see them cut each other. Let me put the diagonals in another color entirely, okay? They cut each other and they form 90 degrees, okay? So she said yes. Are diagonals congruent?
Yes.
Look, I forgot.
Wait, no.
Because this measures the same as this, but this also measures the same as this. So the vertical line is not congruent to the horizontal line, okay? Then are diagonals perpendicular?
Yeah.
Okay, because of the little box here. Thank you. Sarah?
Yeah.
I need you for the square.
Okay.
This is my square somewhere here. right, 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 right. Same, 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 same. I'm gonna draw the diagonals. Same, 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 and then perpendicular, okay? So in a squared Sierra, are all opposite sides parallel? Are opposite sides parallel? Okay. She said yes. Are opposite sides congruent?
Yeah.
Are all sides congruent?
Yeah.
Okay, in a square, all sides are the same. Are opposite angles congruent?
Yeah.
Okay, because each angle is 90, so all opposite angles will be 90, 90. Are consecutive angles supplementary?
Yeah.
Yes, because you know this angle and this angle are next to each other, they add up to 180, 90 plus 90. Are all angles congruent? Yeah, because each angle is 90, so all the angles are congruent. Do diagonals bisect each other?
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, this red line, they cross, you know, they cut somewhere. Are diagonals congruent here?
Yeah.
Okay. Are diagonals perpendicular?
Yes.
Yes, because of this little box here, okay? So in all these 9 characteristics, parallel takes 5, rectangles take 7, rhombus also takes 7, and square takes all. So a parallelogram has opposite sides that are parallel and congruent. Opposite angles are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary, and diagonals bisect each other. Rectangle, opposite sides are parallel, congruent. Opposite angles are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary, and diagonal bisect each other. And in addition, the angles are congruent and the diagonals are also congruent. In the case of rhombus, opposite sides are parallel and congruent. Opposite angles are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary. The angles are, the diagonal bisect each other. And in addition to that, the diagonals are perpendicular, okay? And sides are congruent, but square takes it off. Square, opposite sides are parallel and congruent. All sides are congruent, all angles are congruent, opposite angles are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary, the diagonal bisect each other, the diagonals are congruent, and the diagonals are perpendicular, okay? That's the beauty. So if you can master that part, it should be something good for you. So when you get to college, you're not gonna have difficulty in this kind of shapes. So we're going to the main business of today. Since we've said, as we've said earlier, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral. So is a member of the family of quadrilateral, like parallelogram and kites. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of opposite sides being parallel. Okay, so the parallel sides are called bases. As you can see here, the upper level and lower level are parallel, as shown by the triangle going towards from the left to the right hand side. And each of these parallel sides are called bases. And the non-parallel sides, what's my system hanging, is what we call legs. So the left and right hand side are called legs because they are not parallel. So because it's a quadrilateral, the angles, sum up to 360. Because in a four-sided figure, to get a sum of interior angles, you're gonna do what? N minus 2 times 180. N is 4 here, 4 minus 2 is what? 2. 2 times 180, 360. So the sum of all angles add up to 360. Because of the parallel lines, so where they are, the consecutive interior angles are supplementary as well. So because of the parallel lines, they are consecutive. interior angles, which means they are supplementary. They add up to 360. Hey, supplementary add up to 180, I'm sorry. So which means this angle here, this angle here, this angle here, this angle here, and this angle here. Green plus red equals to, will be equals to 180 degrees. And then purple plus yellow, maybe. Okay. But purple plus red is not 180. Okay. Only green plus red is 180. Purple plus yellow is 180. Because the two bases are parallel, then it means if we extend this line, if I extend this, I extend this, I extend this, I extend this line becomes a transversal. This line becomes a transversal. And this also becomes a transversal, okay? So this angle and this angle add up to 180. This angle and this angle add up to 180, okay? When you add this, 180. When you add this, 180. So here we're gonna quickly solve these two problems and then we are done for the day. Since this is a trapezoid, because this side is parallel to this side and this is a four-sided figure. So what should be the value of X? Tala, can you try it? Look at what we did here. Green plus red, 180. Yellow plus purple, 180. So what will you do here to get X? Oh, okay. So Tyler said 109 plus X being equals to 180. So what do we do? Okay. So let's solve this first. I'm gonna take away 109 on both sides, isn't it? So if I do 109, 180 minus 109, what's the answer? What? 71? Okay. Max? Max, are you there? Is Max there? Is Savannah there?
Yeah.
Okay, how do I find Y? I was able to find X with, through Tyler. How do I find Y? Use the idea of consecutive angles. It said this plus this gives 180. What should I do to find Y?
Is it 80 plus Y equals 180?
Yes, Y plus 80 equals to 180. Good. Then how do I find Y? Do I add or do I subtract 80?
Subtract 80.
Okay. And when I subtract 80, what should be Y? What is 180 minus 80? Please, class, what is 180 minus 80?
100.
Oh, okay, 100.
Mr. Audio.
Yes, Avalon.
Why don't you just do 180 minus 109 or 180 minus 80 instead of doing the long way?
What did you do?
I just simply since you know you have to have 180 minus the other number to get your answer, just subtract it by each other. Like
Yes.
109.
Yes, I
Instead
know.
of doing the long way around.
Yeah, that's the best way, you know, when you are working alone on a test or exam, okay? But if you want to explain it to someone that's new to it, you know, you need to show how you got into that. Because, you know, these two numbers will add up to 180, 109, and x will add up to 180. And then what do? You subtract 109 from 180, okay? But once you know the concept, you know, it's easier for you to just, you know, go through the rapid way, the shortcut, and then get your answer. Why? Okay, I see what you're talking about. That's good. That's good too. So how do I find A, B, C, D here as well? I'm gonna extend these sides. Extend this, extend this, extend this. So here I know A and 60 add up to 180. So I'm gonna do A plus 60 to be 180. So if I subtract 60 on both sides, A will be 120. And the other way, B and 40 add up to 180. So if I subtract 40 from both sides, B gonna be 180 minus 40, 140. Is that true? Okay, 140. And then how do I find C? You know, C and 40 form a linear pair. So they are supplementary because C and 40 are on a straight line. So they are supplementary. So I'm gonna do 40 plus C to be 180. And then if I remove 40 on both sides, C will be 180 minus 40, 140 as well. So to take home today, we're able to review everything about parallelogram and its subfamilies like rectangle, rhombus, and square. Parallelogram only takes little, you know, parallelogram has 5 main major properties. Rectangles has all the properties of parallelogram and in addition to other ones, which are congruent, diagonals, and then congruent, diagonals, and congruent, what's it called? Angles. Rhombus also has all those 5 properties of parallelogram. In addition, it has congruent sides and then perpendicular diagonals. And square has it all the properties of both rectangle and rhombus, okay? Because when you add all the properties of rectangles and rhombus, you know, because both of them have 7, 7, but 2 in different, okay? 2 different ones. So if you add those in, so it's gonna be 9. 7 with 2 different ones. So if you add 2 to 7, it's gonna be 9. And for trapezoid, the only thing you need to know today is that trapezoid only has one set of perpendicular parallel line. Because of that, diagonals, opposite angles can never be congruent, okay, in the trapezoid. But supplementary angles are congruent in the trapezoid, okay? And then the parallel side in the trapezoid are called bases, and the non-parallel sides are called legs, okay? So every time, if you want to find the 2 parallel, any of the interior angle in a trapezoid, make sure to look at consecutive interior angles. They will always be supplementary. They will always add up to 180, okay? So let's go to the homework to see what we can do.